Yeah, it's a hard thing. Like when back when I was doing EB-1As, that when I did a couple of YouTube stars, I was
Yeah.
like, these people are bigger than cable news or even networks
Right.
TV shows. But like how are they gonna believe this? I have to do so much research to show YouTube is bigger than television. Television is like nothing.
Exactly.
It,
Yeah.
it worked, but I got to be careful because they might have a mindset from 1990 and be like, what's YouTube? What is that? It's a joke or something.
Yeah, I feel like it spent so much of my time just supporting why YouTube's important, why this podcast is important, why is it significant that they won this award,
Yeah.
and it has become less of a pull lately, or less of a lift lately. I think is as it became more adopted and as it became talked about in mainstream media,
Yeah.
that it was easier for the USCIS officers to really understand what was going on and why someone with 2 million views on YouTube that's a significant achievement. It's not
Yeah.
something to scoff at.
That's incredible. I mean, 2 million people watching your stuff. It's like, it's crazy. And it's like when I was looking at stats for like prime time, this last EB-1A I did this like 3-4 years ago. And like the stats of primetime shows were nothing compared to these YouTube channels. And for that primetime show on television, they have to spend like $1 million budget to make the show.
Right.
Some guy just comes and, does a video in front of his camera for pennies. And then they're bigger than that. It's insane. YouTube is making so much money off advertising on this with no cost, essentially. I mean, they have huge costs probably, but like
right
costs, yeah.
Right, like on the creator side, the value or the cost input can be low, but I know that especially for Twitch, the time input is so significant. Like these individuals, I think I was listening to someone, he was saying they're streaming something like 250 hours a month. Like that's what you need to do in order to make it big. And just that time commitment, he's like, yeah, if you're going to do this, you need to dedicate yourself to it. You need to tell your family, your wife, everybody that like, this is what I'm going to do. Everything else is coming second.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of the bigger stars have switched over from Twitch to YouTube simply because YouTube was giving them the opportunity to not have to constantly be streaming all the time and just kind of do other creative avenues that they want.
Yeah, it's hard because one is you have to do all these hours on these live shows and kind of people, it's like a voyeur kind of thing that they're watching constantly. And then you have to have the charisma consistently to be able to keep people into it, which is really hard.
Even know.
Really hard. Like just from working with entertainers and doing this podcast and stuff, and having to talk for some amount of time, I realized there's a reason why the famous celebrities and famous people on radio get paid so much. It's really hard to keep someone's attention consistently and really be on number one like that or on the top.
Exactly. Yeah, I could totally understand that, and maybe we should be working that into these O1s now.